AS Paper 2 7-Minute Survival Guide. In 7 minutes, you'll find out all the essential information on time management, paper structure, question strategy, and of course, exam technique and exemplar solutions for every type of question on Paper 2. Just to keep you on your toes, you will also see 3 shirts, 2 haircuts, and 1 shave. You can find loads more information on how to succeed in AS Business Paper 1 and 2 by clicking on the links in the description or heading to caiebusiness.com. Paper 2 is 90 minutes long with 60 marks, so that means you've got roughly 1.5 minutes per mark. So in 2-mark questions you spend 3 minutes, 8-mark questions you spend 12 minutes, and so on. The paper is effectively split in 2, with 2 case studies, like so, and usually the same combination of short and longer questions, so spend 45 minutes on each case study. The most recent past papers from 2019 generally went with the 2, 3, 3, 8 and 11 questions. The biggest difference between Paper 1 and Paper 2 is the allocation of marks for knowledge and application. Paper 2 is much less about knowledge and is really focused on application to the business in the case study. Therefore, allow yourself some quality time to read the case study and underline the key points before you start. It also doesn't do any harm to have a quick look at the questions so then you know what you need to focus on when you're reading the case study. So let's take a look at how to gain full marks in each kind of question on Paper 1. 8 questions. Usually these are knowledge questions. There's no reference to the case study in these questions, so it's not necessary to put in application. The first question is usually a 2-marker and it's designed to settle your nerves. Get 2 points down and move on. In this case, public sector is an organisation that is owned and controlled by the government. Part 2 asks you to explain the relationship between a mission statement and a business objective. The mark scheme asks for 3 different elements in this question. But if you have something like, the mission is the aim, but the business has specific targets called objectives to reach that aim, that's going to be enough to get you all of the marks. Unlike Paper 1, you always have 2 short calculation questions on Paper 2, nearly always question B, Part 1. It's easy to spend too much time on this question, so set yourself the limit of 5 minutes. The calculation itself is usually straightforward. Finding the figures can be difficult. Write down the formula to guide you. So labour turnover is the number of employees who left over the total number of employees times 100. Here you can see the full working out, which gives us the answer of 18.5%. You don't need the percentage sign to get full marks, but it's always good practice to put it in. If you're feeling super confident or you're really running short on time, you can write the answer only and then still gain all 3 marks. But if you make a mistake, you'll get nothing. So writing down the working is a really good insurance policy. We have free downloadable guides to calculation questions at AS level on the website, and also a ratio hack sheet to help you revise all those difficult financial accounting questions. Just go to caiebusiness.com. Question B, Part 2, is normally based on your answer from the first part. In this case, labour turnover of 18.5. It doesn't matter if you got your answer wrong, you'll still be awarded marks for application if you interpret your answer correctly. For this answer, you need to identify a disadvantage and explain in context. The disadvantage is increased costs. Because the workers are highly skilled and trained, JS will have higher recruitment costs when they leave. There are 2 essay questions for each case study, one with the command word analyse and one with the command word discuss, recommend or evaluate. Let's start with the analysis question, nearly always 8 marks, and the C question. Here the examiner is looking for 2 developed paragraphs of analysis. The complete exam paper and examples we have used in this tutorial are available to download at caiebusiness.com in the description below. The example question is asking for analysis of 2 methods of selection for a new factory manager. So we need 2 knowledge points with developed analysis here applied to the case study. Start with knowledge, CV or application forms. Then apply it to the case study and explain why this method of selection will select the best candidate, which is analysis, and how this will positively impact the business. Developed analysis. CVs show us the candidates who have experience of inventory management, so it minimises the number of applicants to be interviewed to those that have the skills that VegCan needs. For each paragraph, we're building what the examiners call a chain of analysis to secure all of the marks. To find out more, go to our video on chains of analysis at Business A-Level. The second example is for interviews. We complete the process again. So, VC can ask questions relating to employee management, and this allows for the selection of managers who can explain how to deal with issues with employees in the factories, such as the underperforming factory workers, or creating a team-based approach to improving quality with employees. And that's it for analysis questions. There's no need for a conclusion. Part D, evaluation questions, follow the same structure as 8 marks analysis questions, but require a recommendation at the end. Let's have a look at this example, asking which supermarket to close. First, let's look at supermarket A. We need to create a chain of analysis based on one or more of the factors that make the case that it should be closed. Then we look at supermarket B. Build the chain of analysis for closing this supermarket. In the final paragraph, we need to make a recommendation. This means making a decision and then justify why we have made that decision. Here, we justify our decision by showing the long-term trends for revenue support closing supermarket B rather than supermarket A. Evaluation is the hardest skill at AS level and takes time and practice to master. You can check out the dedicated tutorial on improving evaluation in Business A-Level by clicking up here.